We got some. We're gonna talk about this Ben Johnson thing because it is what it is. Is heating up. Ben Johnson, is he taking extended shots? Is he getting every opportunity to take shots? Is he taking all of them? I feel like he might be. I feel like there's some things that where there's smoke, there's fire. But let's go ahead and get right into it, man. It is what it is, and it is what it's gonna be. First, do we start with the spicy meatball? Did we come out spicy? Do we come out hot? Do we want to talk about Osama bin Johnson first? Because Osama bin Johnson seems to be talking a lot of cash, talking a lot of noise. So let's go ahead and talk about Osama bin Johnson. So here's the thing with Osama bin Johnson. And we call him that always and forever. The things that he's saying, okay, because he did some other interviews, and I just feel like it's unnecessary, man. It's unnecessary. They say that comparison is the thief of joy. Why do they say that comparison is the thief of joy? They say this because when you compare two things, athletes, for example, because we're talking about sports here, when you compare two athletes, it's like you have to diminish one of them to prop one of them up. If we look at the GOAT debate, and I don't think it's a debate, it's Jordan, and that's the only correct answer. So let's not even look at that situation. Taylor Made Media says he was told that Ben Johnson was heading to the Hall of Fame. Now this, I don't know who told you Ben Johnson was heading to the Hall of Fame. That's crazy. But I think I might know who you're talking about. I think I might know who said some things that were crazy just for clicks and likes. A lot of clickbait. But so we'll look at Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith. Barry Sanders, phenomenal, absolutely out of this world, otherworldly talent, fantastic. Emmitt Smith, yeah, but you see what I did there? I could, obviously there's a situation where you could say that the Dallas Cowboys fans, probably the ones that are crazy, they think that Emmitt is better, which is wild. But both of them are very good players. Obviously, Emmitt Smith was very good. He did have the benefit of the offensive line, but he still had to go and put in the work himself to become the all-time rushing leader in the NFL. I also look at his accomplishment the way I look at LeBum's accomplishment, that he played 45 years at running back. I would have had the yards he had if I played 45 years. I'm just saying. But I have to take from one to say that the other one is better. That's why comparison is the thief of joy. In the situation with Osama bin Johnson or Benedict Johnson or whatever disparaging name you want to call him, he's comparing Caleb Williams and Jared Goff without having to. This is the reason that I think Lions fans are mostly upset, because it's like, damn, Ben, keep our name out your mouth, bruh. Like, keep my name out your mouth. You over there, right? We broke up, pause. Okay? Why you over here talking about these people? We're not your problem anymore. We're not your business, right? That's like if you get out of a toxic relationship, but you just can't stop talking about the chick. Bruh, move on. If it was so toxic and it was so bad, why do you keep talking about it even when no one is talking about it? You got out of a bad marriage, you get into another marriage, and you be like, oh, how things are going with the new wife. I mean, she cooks for me, unlike somebody else. Hold on, let me text that other person to be like, why you ain't cook for me like she cooks for me? Maybe I should get her on the phone right now. I'm like, damn, dude, I was just asking you how things were going with your new wife. You could have just said good, You know what I'm saying? I'm really happy with her. She's great. She's fantastic. She's awesome. You could have said all of these things without saying that you was going to text the other chick. Without saying that you was going to call her. Without saying that she does this and the other one doesn't or didn't. That's the part that's not necessary. So if you're saying, hey, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I'm just going to elaborate on these things. If you're going to say, hey, you know, Caleb Williams, he's really good off script, blah, 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 blah. And he's, you know, athletic and he can compromise and he can do all these things. He can ad lib. And I really like that about him. Boom, done. Finished. You talked up your new quarterback. You didn't say nothing about the Lions. I mean, the thing today with Penei Sewell was better on the run, throwing the football on the run than some other guys, Jared Goff. Like, I get that may have been a lighthearted jab, and I get that, but come on, bro. Like, that was super corny. It was super corny. It was super forced, and no one asked you for that opinion, but you just offered it up. So it's just like, okay, that was a lighthearted jab. And then I think the other question was, what are some things that are different than where you were before? You could have just said, well, I don't want to talk about what's different, but I just want to talk about what impresses me about Caleb. I think Caleb is 1, 2, 3, ABC, XYZ. That's all you had to say. But I mean, and then the last thing he finished off with was, well, these 3 things are different. The last thing he finished off with was wants to be coached. Jared Goff didn't want to be coached. So I get both sides of the situation. I get the side that is not mad at Ben Johnson and is thinking, okay, well, it was just a lighthearted jab, or he's just being lighthearted and he's not really doing too much. And then I get the side where it says he's doing too much, is F Ben Johnson, F the Bears for life. And I get both sides of them. But the side that I stand on, myself personally, is F Ben Johnson and F the Bears for life. And because, again, it's not necessary. You can just talk about what you're happy with in your new situation without constantly comparing it to the old situation. Right? Just like when we use the wife issue. Fortunately, I've never been divorced. And I hope that continues. If you have a new wife, and even though you're complimenting her in the beginning, it's going to be cool, right? Yeah, you so much better than the other one, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. But, you know, like a couple years down the line, when you still making all these comparisons, she's going to be like, bruh, can you stop talking about that chick? You with me now. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. You know, I just, okay, please stop mentioning her. You know, it's just going to get to that point. So it's gotten to that point already with Ben Johnson, and we haven't played yet. we haven't finished, fixing our rosters up yet. We haven't done nothing. He hasn't coached a single game, but it's gotten to that point already. Stop talking about us. Okay. And the only reason that we talk about you here in Detroit is because people bring things to our attention because you keep talking. If you didn't say nothing about Detroit, if all you said at the scouting combine was about Caleb Williams, I promise you, because I know for me, 100% for sure, did not search the name Ben Johnson. I did not put it into my Twitter. I did not put it into my Google. I did not put it into my X. I didn't put it into anything. But what did happen was Ben Johnson talking crazy about Jared Goff came across my feed. Why? Because people are going to gravitate to it. So keep our name out your mouth and going about your business, bro. That's pretty much all I got. All right. What we got going on in the chat? TaylorMade says, the thing about Emmitt Smith is that he wasn't exciting to watch. Hell of a football player, though. Right. So you're being a thief right now. You're stealing from his joy. But you are correct. He was not exciting. He was there at the time of Barry. No one at the time of Barry was exciting to watch other than Bo Jackson. This is why Bo Jackson is my second favorite running back in the history of running backs. obviously, he's been replaced by Jahmyr Gibbs. But if I'm going to be honest, I'll go back into the pantheon of running backs. Barry is my number one for sure by 8,000 miles, or let's say 10,000 miles. We could up it to 20. We could say 1,000,000 miles. All right, let's just keep it right there. 1,000,000 miles. Okay. Barry clears everyone else by 1,000,000 miles. Okay. Then after that is Bo Jackson. All right. And then I would have to fill out my top five. I'm talking about my top five favorite. Because I don't think Bo Jackson is going to be number 2 best running backs ever. No, but he's my number 2 favorite to watch. So yes, he was exciting. He was big. He was fast. He would run around you. He would run through you. He had the battle with Brian Bosworth, ended his career. So you never knew what to expect. So that was that. Could be Ben Johnson is sending a message to his club, and could be trying to fire up his new QB. Well, be careful when you play with fire, because they know what you say. You know what they say. When you play with fire, you're going to get burned. So if he's playing with fire over there, trying to fire somebody up, it might backfire. You dig? It's hot, right? Penei says, facts, you got to separate the two thoughts. She ain't her and her ain't she. 100%. So moving on from Osama bin Johnson, and unfortunately, it's not going to be the last time we talk about him. It's like, well, if you just don't talk about him, he'll go away. No, he's going to keep coming. He's not going away anytime soon. So that is what that is. All right. What up, though, Lions fans? It's your boy, Motor City Don P here. Listen, if you want to continue keeping your Lions news pragmatic, if you want to keep getting the stats and not none of that static, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share and let everybody know what's going on around here. And turn on your notifications, because how else would you know that we're up in here keeping your Lions news pragmatic? Appreciate you once again, and we are out. Peace.